Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co., and today I have an older video for you. This is a video that was filmed so long ago that if I launched it without any kind of a pre-warning, it would feel very out of place. The intro's all wrong, everything's all wrong. In fact, this video I filmed when I first went full-time in the board game space, which was, I don't have an exact date for you, but we're talking about late 2022, I think. I think that's when I filmed it. I don't know exactly. Was it late 2022? Let me think. I think it must have been late 2022, which means it's a while ago. Anyways, it's a video where I did a solo gameplay of Terraforming Mars. Effectively at the time, I had just gone full-time. I was doing more solo content at the very beginning because I was full-time. I had just left my last job. I hadn't started working for GameFound, so it was full-time YouTube all the way, and that did mean that I did a lot more solo content early on. I used to do solo streams on Twitch once upon a time, like 2 or 3 times a week. I'd do a solo stream in the morning because I had the time and the opportunity to do so. And it's something I'd love to get back to. Unfortunately, reality is I'm juggling so much that I do what I can. I try to put out as much as I possibly can, play as much as I can, but solo streams during the day on a regular daily basis, a little harder. But hey, I'll try to do more when I have the opportunity, or at least more solo videos like this. Anyways, I'm rambling way too long. The point is, you're about to go ahead and jump back in time a year and a half for a solo gameplay of Terraforming Mars. I actually have 2 of these, because there's 2 ways to play Terraforming Mars solo, at least the basic version of it. I don't even remember the ways offhand. There's 2 ways to play Terraforming Mars solo. I'd have to go check the videos. It's been so long since I did this. But in any case, over the next 45 minutes, you can go ahead and watch me try to struggle to succeed in Terraforming Mars solo. I genuinely don't even remember if I won or not, so I'll probably watch along with you and figure that out. But in any case, welcome to a blast from the past as I go ahead and play Terraforming Mars solo. We're going to go ahead and dive into a solo gameplay of Terraforming Mars with the Prelude expansion. That's what we're going to be doing over here. I'm going to be going through all the choices, all the decisions together with you, walking through all the stuff, doing all the things, and then, well, that's really it. That's the end then. There is no further end then. And so let's go ahead and start this off. For those who don't know, Terraforming Mars is a tableau building game. While it thrives competitively, my go-to for playing this game is playing it competitively, I still very much enjoy playing it solo. And the challenge in solo, there's a few challenges you actually have. I'm playing one of them right now, but of the challenges you have, the main one I'm going for right now is the default one, in which you have to terraform all 3 ratings before 12 rounds are up. 12 rounds because of the fact that we're playing with Prelude. Prelude changes the count, so we have 12 civilizations in order to go ahead and terraform Mars. We have a terraform rating of 14, which is going to be part of our income. We're going to draft Prelude cards in a second, and we have to get the oxygen all the way to 14, the heat all the way to 8, and all 9 ocean tiles, which are off to the side because I have these little things over here from whatever, all these trays. So I'll show you the tray for a second. Let's go ahead and show you this. I have this tray off to the side with all the tiles. We have to get all 9 ocean tiles ready to go. That's basically the challenge. That is the puzzle we're engaging with, the challenge we're going through. And now we're going to start by drafting Prelude cards, by selecting 4 random Prelude cards, and selecting 2 random corporations, then selecting 10 cards, and making the decisions we're going to make. I'm going to walk you through the actions as I go through them, but this playthrough does, to a certain extent, assume that you know Terraforming Mars to some degree because, well, it's not a rules teach. It'll just be a guided situation. So we're going to go ahead and start this off. I'm going to take 4 of these Prelude cards, choosing only 2 of them to go through. We got those over there. We've taken those. These can now go off to the side. They will not be needed for the rest of this playthrough. We need our corporations. Well, that's not entirely true. If I drafted ones that relate to expansion content, we will need to draft some more over here. Not draft. I'm going to use the word draft because I usually play this competitively with other people, which means drafting. We're going to take 2 corporations. Again, if they're starter corporations or runs related to expansions, then we're going to have to go ahead and draw some new ones. And let's go ahead and take a look at what we got. So, taking a look at what we got, we have, for the corporations, we have Polyphemos and we have Ecoline. Polyphemos is going to give us 50 starting money, 5 starting income, and 5 titanium, which is really not bad. When you play a card to hand, when you buy a card to hand, pay 5 ME instead of 3 ME, including the starting hand. That is brutal. That is a brutal concept. I like the concept, but it's a little brutal. That's going to mess with me. And then we have Ecoline, which will give us 2 starting plant production, 3 plant resources. You may always pay 7 plants instead of 8 to place a greenery. I think that is better suited for a game which you're going for points and a lot of greenery. Over here we focus on oxygen, so I'm leaning towards Polyphemos. I don't make my selections until everything's done, but I'm leaning towards Polyphemos, which is interesting. I don't think I've ever played with it. I'm very intrigued to see how that goes. 5 money a turn, 5 income a turn is interesting. It's interesting. Let's see how it goes. Anyways, from there, let's go to our Prelude cards. Again, we're going to keep this off to the side, still in play for right now. But we have Aquifer Turbines, Place an ocean tile and 2 energy and reduce 3 ME. That's not bad. We have decrease your ME production by 1 and increase 3 other productions by 1. Again, not bad. Increase your heat production, gain 3 heat. I'm leaning towards that. Increase your titanium production and draw a card. I'm leaning towards that. You see, part of the reason I'm leaning towards this one offhand is Polyphemos is going to reward high value cards instead of a lot of cards by the very nature of it. And titanium often rewards high value cards instead of a lot of cards. To that end, I think we can get rid of Society Support. Again, not making decisions yet, but I think we're leaning towards these two. Aquifer Turbines is not bad. Overheat is not bad. I don't mind it, especially because it can give us 2 titanium down here early on, which can be 6 income. Let's go ahead and take a look at our cards and see what we got. So, taking a look at our cards, we're going to go ahead and take a look over here. We're going to see what we have. We're going to shuffle up some cards and give myself, I don't know, I'm shuffling this. I'm taking from this hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, we do start with 50 money, less the cards we keep, including our starting cards, which is absolutely brutal. I am going to go ahead and give myself the 5 titanium, though. That's not a bad thing to do off the bat, because, well, I shouldn't do this yet, because I haven't chosen officially yet. Let's hold off. So, let's organize in terms of cost. We have 20, 27. Those are the ones I'm going to be more intrigued by almost inherently because of the nature of what I'm doing right now. We have solar power. Solar power is going to be 1 energy. Increased energy. It has a point value, so almost certainly offhand because you're paying for points. We don't care about points. We have imports of advanced GHG. That's not bad and will combine nicely with Mohole. We have warp drive, which again, you're paying for points plus it requires 5 science, so you could ignore that. We have imported hydrogen, which is not bad, but I don't know if I want to pay for that right now. We have space elevator, which I'm almost certainly going to want. We have space hotels, requires 2 earth tags. Do I have two earth tags? Will I have 2 earth tags? I don't think so. Space hotels is very cool, but unless I have 2 earth tags, oh, that's not going to help at all. I think space hotels is going to have to go just because we don't have the earth tags necessary. We have Radchem factory, decrease your energy, raise your terraform, not bad, but a little too early for that. Radchem might be relevant. We have land claim, not relevant. We have research colony, which means we're going to draw a new one because that's related to colonies which we're not playing with. That's going to give us requires 2 power tags, not really relevant. Then we have big asteroid, which will raise temperature 2 steps and gain 4 titanium. I think these are the ones to go with. Now from these, so that does lean heavily in. So I'm going to go ahead and ditch Aquifer Turbines. I'm going to put these off to the side, taking this out of play. We're going to get rid of our other corporation over here. And we're going to take a look through these 4 cards, see what to keep, because this will cost us a collective 20. I like the early heat production. That can pay off nicely. I even like the Radchem factory, but I don't have the power plants to pay for it. So I think I'm going to go ahead and decline the Radchem factory. We're going to go ahead and put that into our discard pile. Putting it off to the side. We're going to keep these 3 cards. We're going to keep this corporation, which means now it's time to make some changes. We're going to go ahead and increase our terraform by 1. We're going to draw 1 extra card, which we won't have to pay for. We're going to increase our heat production by 3 and give ourselves 3 heat production, 3 heat resources. We're going to give ourselves 5 titanium over here, which honestly I probably could have given us a single 5er because I'm going to pay it all at once. And then we're keeping 3 cards, which means we're going to have 15 plus 5 income. We're going to have 35 money. I don't know why I said 15. 15 is the cost. We're going to have 35 money right now offhand to start us off with. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then, I think that's everything I'm doing right. Yep, that's going to be everything we have over here. And that's our starting cards. We're going to move these off to the side a bit. So you can probably see these on camera still, but they'll be a little off to the side. They're not as important to see these offhand. Just the general knowledge that they exist is usually plenty. Let's put this up over here so we can have as much necessary information as possible present. That should give you all of that as much as possible, kind of on camera, close enough. And then these 3 cards will go into my hand. And we go ahead and have this card, which costs 17, which is not bad, except it also has that ocean value. That said, cards cost us 5, so we're not going to sell it offhand. And let's go ahead and start our very first turn of Terraforming Mars. In the first round of play, you don't draw cards because these are the cards you drew, which means it's time to start the game off. And we're going to start off with a very nice big asteroid. I think it's a solid way to start us off, although that's not bad either. The space elevator is not bad either. Give me a second here. Space elevator. Spend 1 steel to gain 5 ME. I don't have steel, but it will increase our titanium production as well. But that early on, but it's got a 2-point value as well. The 2-point value is tough. Let's see what we can afford here. I might backtrack this first turn a bit. You'll see, it's just math. There's no unknown information. It's just math at this point. So going back to this, we'll go ahead and we'll do big asteroid. We'll pay 5 of these times 15. Times 3 is 15. So we need to pay another 12 for that card. So we can get that card in play easily enough. and we're going to go ahead and raise this production by 2. 1, 2. We're using the wrong cues, by the way, but it works. And we're going to go ahead and give ourselves 4 titanium back, which is awesome. We're also going to go ahead and increase our terraform rating by 2, which is going to be very relevant, and this will go face down into our events pool off to the side. Now the problem is I kind of want to play Space Elevator to increase my titanium production offhand, but I also want to play this import of advanced GHG, so I'm going to go ahead and pay 10 for that. You know what? I'm going to pay these 3 for that. That's going to give me those 3. We're going to go ahead and play this. It's another event. We're going to raise our rating by 2, so we're getting our heat production up nice and early, which is a good thing to do in general. And then from there, the question is, can I afford Space Elevator? The answer is a firm, kind of just barely by the skin of my chinny chin chin, as it stands. Do I still want to keep it? I kind of need that production. I could afford it if I go ahead. If I play this right now, if I sell this card, so I think I'm going to go ahead and sell this. So this is going to be 23, 24, 25, 26, and I'm going to sell this over here for that extra 1 as an action. That's going to be one of our core actions. That's going to be 27, and we're going to go ahead. I wouldn't normally have sold that card, but we're going to do it now, just so I can place Space Elevator in play and increase my titanium production by an additional 1, even though I can't use that right there. And that's turn 1 in Terraforming Mars. Feels very impotent, but that's the way this tends to go. Turn 1 is always a little slower. So, end of the round, we're going to go ahead and take our income. This is where the fun part starts, because we're going to take 16 plus our 6 over here, plus our 5 over there, bringing us to 21 income, which still feels like a tiny, tiny amount. But we're also going to go ahead and increase this by 2, and we're going to increase this by 5, which is nice because it means we can already get a nice boost over there. We are currently in round 1. We're moving to round 2. We're going to draw 4 cards over here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and see what we got. Let's see what we got. We got an expensive card here. That gives us points. This is useless. A dead card. This is a dead card. It gives us points. We don't care about it at all. We can get rid of that offhand. We can also go ahead and take a look at what we got here. We have Gene Repair. That will cost us 3 science, but not remotely close to 3 science, so we're going to get rid of that offhand. We have Heavy Taxation. Requires 2 Earth tags. This is not bad because it's not bad in the sense that it's giving us negative points, so the economy is rewarded, but we also need 2 Earth tags, and I just don't have that, so we're going to get rid of that offhand. Then we have Asteroid Mining Corporation, which could be beneficial. 18 at this point. The payoff is still worth it. I think we're going to pay for this. It's a little obnoxious because it's not actually hurting another player, but we're going to go ahead and pay for this once. That's going to cost us 5. We'll give this in and take 5 change, just so we have something we can actually do this turn. And it requires that you have at least 1 titanium production. We're going to go ahead and on our turn, we're going to play this. Ta-da! 13. We're going to pay 13 for that. We're going to pay in first of all in titanium, so that's going to reduce the cost to 7. And then we're going to pay the remaining 7 over here, taking 3 change. And that is like basically all we're doing this turn, and it will increase our titanium production by another 1. So we're going to increase our titanium production over there. Then we're going to pay 8 heat. And we're going to pay the 8 heat to go ahead and raise this, which will raise our heat by an additional 1, raise our terraform rating by 1, and start the process of hopefully daisy chaining towards the next thing. These turns will move quickly. This is a quick game when you're playing a solo, and we move to the 3rd round of play. We're going to draw another 4 cards and continue the cycle. So, before we do that though, we need to produce, we need to remember that part. That's how we keep our economy going. We're going to get 6 heat production this time, but we will not be able to actually build anything. We get 3 titanium production. This game would be great if we can get good card draw. It's going to be a little messy if we don't, unfortunately. And then we have 6 plus 17 for a total of 23 money, plus the money we have from last turn is not bad. It's going to be a tight game. This game often does come down to the last few rounds, and the strategy on pursuing has already had me paying for 3 points, which is a little brutal because you don't get anything back on those points. Now we do have a good card draw. Sorry for the coughing there. Ooh. Oh, that's useless. Come on. Come on. Alright, so the way it works is as follows. Okay, ready for this? We're going to have this one over here, which is useless right now. Not useless, but not great either. Max 14. We might be able to have value from that. We're going to get rid of this card over here, Worms. We don't have any, what's it called? Bio tags. Doesn't really matter over there, so we can get rid of that one. We're going to get rid of Toll Station because it gives us 1 money for every tag our opponents have. I don't remember, frankly speaking, I don't remember how this works in a solo game, how you count that. And so the short answer is I'm just not. I'm going to go ahead and discard that. And then we have Soletta, which I'm absolutely keeping. That's going to cost me 5 just to keep, which I'm going to pay that 5 gleefully, because Soletta is going to be very, very solid for my current strategy. We're going to go ahead and get rid of this card over here because I can't afford that. Even as it stands, I don't know if I can play Soletta yet. Let's go ahead and see. That cost me 35. 35. I have right now over here, I have 25. That's going to be 25, 25 over there, plus 3 from this brings me to 34, plus 1 brings me to 35. I can afford it, but just barely, but it's really going to power us up pretty quickly on this track, which is very useful. Because Soletta, that's a high cost card. High cost card is good in this context. We're going to go ahead and have 7 income. I really need to get this in play, by the way. That would really help me a lot. We're going to have 7 income on Soletta. That's going to be we're going to move 6 to all the way to 13 over there, which is nice. That is very, very solid, and that's going to end our turn. We're going to have nothing else happening. That's our turn. Let's move this up a bit, put this down here, so we have our tags nice and visible. And then we go ahead to the production phase, end of turn 3, production. We're going to go ahead and produce, getting 3 more titanium. That's income of 9 effectively every turn, which is solid. We did not do anything for terraform rating, unfortunately, so we're still at the same 23 as we were before, with titanium helping, but nothing else helping. We really need some steel production. That will really help us with this card here. And then we have 13 on this. 13, which is insanity. That's going to be very, very solid for our strategy. We're going to be ramping up heat production even further. We're going to go ahead and draw 4 cards. 4 cards, taking a look at these and seeing what we have, and going through this. Oh, and turn 4. Okay, so we have another expensive card, but it's an expansion card. We have to get rid of this one. That is from Venus Next, that's from, I think it's from Venus Next. Anyways, we have Ice Moon Colony. That's going to be not relevant because it's going to be a Colonies card. We're going to draw another card, and we have over here, this is from Venus Next, but it doesn't, yeah, it's going to be Venus Next. We're going to get rid of that one too. And then we have another one. Lots of cards from the expansions there. Okay, let's see what we got over here. Strip Mine might be useful. Diaspora Movement requires the Reza ruling, not in play. Geez, the card play we have here. Sorry if I realize you're not seeing this on top camera. Bunch of expansion cards we're not playing with. Micro Mills, that's not going to be worth it. It's going to cost way too much because of our increased cost per card, so we're going to get rid of Micro Mills offhand. Physics Complex would require spending 6 energy, and it's 4 points, which we don't need, so we're going to get rid of Physics Complex. Insulation requires decrease your heat production any number of steps and increase your ME production the same number of steps. That is a fascinating decision we just got handed. A fascinating decision. Wow. I'm not sure what to do with this. That is a big deal. Wow, let's take a look at the other one for a second. Strip Mine. Strip Mine, decrease your energy production 2 steps, increase your steel production 2 steps, and your titanium production 1 step, raise oxygen by 2. I think Strip Mine is the right play. I almost think Insulation is the right play too. But we really need more energy at this point, which is unfortunate. Because we could go ahead and get some energy in play, but I don't know if we can get enough in play. Insulation. That is a tough decision right there. Insulation could be very impactful in terms of our economy, but I really like being able to ramp this up quickly. I don't think I'm going to keep Insulation. This is a risky decision to not keep this card, a risky decision. I might be making the wrong play there. We're going to go ahead. That card that early. If this is a competitive game, I would be shifting straight into it. The solo game makes me a little hesitant. I wish I had an early Insulation with 13 heat in a competitive game. Anyways, back to Strip Mine. Strip Mine I'm keeping over here, so that's going to be relevant over here. We can't do anything with it right now, which is the unfortunate part, but let's see what we can do. I don't think we can do anything with the next turn anyway. Let's find out. So we have this in our hand. We're going to go ahead and pay 11 offhand because we need power right now. So we're going to pay 11 in order to increase, taking a default action to increase our power. We're going to see if we can do that again shortly. We can't at the moment, unfortunately. We're going to go ahead and do this. So we're going to pay 16 in order to raise our TR twice. We're going to raise this twice, which raises this by 1, and then I raise our TR twice, which gives us a little more income and economy. This is round 4. Yep, perfect. And I think, unfortunately, that's it. There's not much else we can do at the moment. We're working slowly towards getting our steel production in play, but we don't have it yet. That's turn 4. We're going to go ahead and produce, which means we get 19 plus 5 for a total of 24. I don't know if we'll be able to afford what we want next turn. We'll see. I don't know if we will. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go ahead and get that in play. We need 25 for that alone. We need more. Even if we bought no cards, it's going to be 2 more turns till we can play this, but it's still worth it, I think. Then we're going to go ahead and take 14 heat because we're a madman when it comes to the heat production. A complete madman. We're going to be raising our TR 2 around at this point, basically, which is awesome. We're going to take 3 more steel, 3 more titanium, which is going to be very helpful for that over there. And then we move to turn 5, and we draw 4 cards. 4 more cards come into play. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to grab these over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 cards over there. 5 cards. And let's go ahead and grab these and take a look at what we have. Pay 12 ME to place an ocean tile. Titanium may be used as if playing... Ooh. That is very helpful for us right now. We're going to have to keep that. Biomass we can ignore. Sabotage we can ignore. And Quantum Communications is an expansion card. So we're not going to draw that. We're going to draw another one. And we have Subterranean Reservoir, which is no longer relevant because of that. So we're going to get rid of all these 3 cards. We're going to keep this card here. This card's very good for our engine. We have a lot of expensive cards here, and lots of points which don't help us, but I still think it's worth it. We're going to pay the 5 to keep that. We're going to keep this in play a little bit. We're not going to use it just yet, unfortunately. Although, could I use it right now? I might be able to use it right now. It might be a better play to use this right now. Let's see what we can do. Let's start with the basics. We're going to pay our 16 energy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, it's 10, 6 plus 10, I mean. So that's going to go ahead and raise us 2 more on this track, 1, 2, which raises us 2 more on that track. So we're doing great on Terraform rating. The problem we have is we could place our water import from Europa in play, which I don't think is a bad idea. I think it helps our economy to some degree right now. We're going to go ahead and play water import from Europa, but I don't know if we need to, because we have the resources we have there. We'll be able to put an ocean tile in play every single round at this point, which is very strong for our game. But I really want that strip mine in play too, and if we wait another round, we can get the strip mine. We could. By the way, speaking of which, I should actually have an energy generator over here because I did that energy thing last round. I can either build the strip mine next turn guaranteed, or I could build the water import from Europa this turn and hope for the best with the strip mine. I don't know what to do over here. I don't know what to do. I do not know what to do. These 4 which play that. I think I'm going to hold off for the strip mine, which means I'm going to pay 11. I'm going to pay 11 over here. It feels like the wrong play. Whatever, we're going to do it. We're going to pay 11. It's going to be 1 over there. We're going to increase our energy production by another 1. We don't have enough yet to do the strip mine, but we will be able to next turn. And the strip mine will actually feed into water for Europa from as well, so we'll see how that plays out. Anyways, that's our turn. We're going to go ahead and raise. So we have 21 over there, plus our 5 for a total of 26. 26 in terms of this production over here. We also have our standard 3 steel production. We're still producing every round. We're going to boost that to 4 in a second. We have our 2 production of energy and the 1 energy that shifts over here. And then we have our 14, which means we go ahead and grab this and this and this and this and that and that and that. And we have our 14, which will go in here, and that's going to be our round. And then we move to round 6 over here, where we draw 4 cards and we proceed to see what we can do over here as far as card draw. This is going to be the tough part because we need to make hard decisions. I think we can ditch Open City. We're too far away from the 12 oxygen. Restricted phase over here, we can ignore that. We don't need that over here. We still don't have 2 of these tags, that don't really matter, but also this is a trade fleet card, which means we get to draw a replacement card for it. And we have that one over here. Draw a card for 9, not worth it. Max 18C, not worth it. These are not worth it given our current card economy of the game. So we're leaning heavily into our strategy over here. We're doing fine. Now we're going to go ahead and play our strip mine finally. So we're going to play our strip mine. We're going to pay 25 for that. It's going to be 20 and 5. We're going to lower our energy production by 2, and we're going to go ahead and increase our steel production by that, and our titanium production by 1, which means when you combine that with our next card in a second, that means we'll be able to do this every single round for free. We're doing pretty decently. We're going to pay our 16. This is the last turn we can do it 2 of them in a row before we start feeding into the next cycle. So we're going to pay our 16. We're going to go ahead and raise this by 1, 2. We're going to go ahead and raise this by 1, 2. That's going to help us over there. We have our energy, we have our this, we have all that stuff, and we have this as well. But this we can actually go ahead and play this. I just don't know. Let's watch what happens. We're going to play this right now. That costs us 25, right? 25 means we have this over here. So we could go ahead and pay, that's 8 times 3. 8 times 3 to pay for that, plus 1 brings us to the 25 we need. We're going to place this in play. Oh, also strip mine, by the way, is going to raise our oxygen by 2, which raises us by another 2 over there. Forgot about that, but I shouldn't because that's a big deal. Then we're going to go ahead and place this in play over here. So we're going to tuck that underneath there, and we're going to pay the 12 to do it this round. Even though we're paying it from our money, I think it's still worth it. We're going to pay our 12 to activate that. Now, these are once per round. Usually I'd mark them. In this case, it's easy enough to track, so I'm not going to bother. Strictly speaking, I'd mark that I used it, but I'll remember, hopefully. You'll catch me if I don't. We're going to pay the 12. We're going to put an ocean tile in play, and I'm going to start the ocean tile. Oh, this is interesting. We're going to start the ocean tile up here, because that will immediately give us 2 of these back over here, which means we can then also going to raise our Terraform rating by another 1 because we did that. And then we can immediately use this over here to pay that in order to get 5 money, which just means we're not losing out on that action over there. And that is not a bad start to this cycle. Honestly, had I realized that, I would have probably done it last turn. Either way, it's fine. It works now. Okay, anyways, that's going to be our turn. That's going to be our round over there. We're going to go ahead and do our production. We now have a 26 TR. 26 plus our 5 gives us the 32. 32 is not bad this early in the game. It's really not bad at all. We're going to still have our 4 more production of titanium over there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably should have paid for some of that. In fact, I'm going to pay in those 2 last round for what I paid for that and swap it for 6. Okay, so I'm swapping those 2 for that over there. We have our 4, we have our 14. These 2 are going to slide over, and we have our 14 heat production. So it actually looks like we're still good on that for right now. Next turn's when we lose it. 14 heat production, 1, 2. That means we're again going to be able to do a double spike, which means we're really moving aggressively up the TR rating pretty quickly. We're going to move to round 7. Keep in mind, we only have 5 rounds left. This is the problem with the problem with Terraforming Mars solo compared to playing Terraforming Mars. Compared to playing Terraforming Mars not solo, is the The economy engine of 12 rounds means the first 6-7 rounds are your engine, and then after that it's just watching it execute and seeing if you can do it in time. It gets tough. At this point, 7 rounds in, it's already tough. Let's see how this plays. Let's see how this goes. Let's go ahead and dive into this. So, we have our cards over here. Commercial District, that can help us to a degree, but it's more point-based. I'm going to ignore it offhand. Increase your ME production 1 step per different tag you have in play, including this. That's interesting. Let's put that off to the side. We don't have Force Science, so we can ignore this, and we don't have Food Factory, so we can ignore that. We don't have food. We don't have food plant production. Now, increasing our ME, this is just a math game at this point. We have different tags. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 different tags. So that would increase our interplanetary trade, or increase it by 4 tags, and 4 tags to get to 27 would be 6 rounds of play. The math does not support paying for this card. So we're getting no cards right now, which is fine with me, because that means we're going to use all our money for all the other things that we're going to do instead. Let's see what those other things are. So we've done all that. Now it's time to go ahead and execute, which means we're going to start with a standard action that we like doing, which we're going to pay all 16 of our heat over here to go ahead, and that was from, did I produce over here? I did not produce here. This was dropped in there, and then I should have produced 2 in over here. Okay, these are going to go ahead and put into here, like so. This is going to go in there. We're going to raise up 2 on this track, which means we raise up 2 on the Terraform track. That additional money is going to be very impactful as we go. We're going to go ahead and spend this 4 titanium to go ahead and put another ocean tile in play, activating this card. We're going to put that ocean tile. At this point, getting some plants is probably helpful, so I think we're just going to go ahead and start cycling down this track over here, getting 2 of this over here, putting this money, that's not money, plants over there. We're going to go ahead and spend our 1 over here to put this and get 5 money to increase our money chain. Now the problem is we're not spending our money on anything, so the question is, what do we spend our money on to increase our engine? Honestly, trees is our weakest spot right now. Trees are our weakest link, so I think spending our money on trees is probably not a bad idea. Although I don't mind spending our money on some degree of heat production too, although it won't matter at this point because it's too late now. It's too late now, so I think we're not going to worry about that. We're going to go ahead and spend 23 over here, and then spend another 23. We're just ramping this up, hoping for the best. That's going to be 2 instances of 23, so we can put down 2 greenery tiles, and we're just going to go ahead and put them down next to ocean. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I really should aggressively be pursuing ocean first. So I think we're going to spend 18. We're going to spend 1 greenery tile. We're going to go ahead and ignore 1 of those. We're going to take back 5 and do 18 instead. So this is going to pay for an ocean tile, which will go over here. So this ocean tile is going to go over here, which will go ahead and give us another 2 plants because we go on top of the plants. But it's also going to give us 2 money back. Okay, it's going to give us 2 money back because it's next to an ocean tile. That means when I go ahead and spend the 23 over here to place this tree down over here, because I don't own any tiles on the board, we're going to go ahead and mark it as our tree, and we're going to get a tree tile back. And we're also going to get 4 money. 4 money because it's touching 2 ocean tiles. Each ocean tile you touch is worth money. That's going to create a nice little chain where we can start building trees and paying for them all on their own. We're going to put these back over here. We're going to increase our terraform rating by a total of 2 for the ocean and the thing over there. 1, 2, like so. And then that's going to be our cycle. That was turn 7. You can see things are heating up. End of turn 7, we're going to go into the production queue, which means we're going to go ahead and start all the stuff we need. We start with 4 titanium. We go ahead and give ourselves 2 of the steel. We give ourselves 30 plus 5, 35 money. Our money production is ramping up. This is all going to be used in just paying for stuff we can't otherwise get. And then again, 14 heat, although this time finally we're going to be feeding into the next round. You'll see what I mean in a second. Then we're going to go ahead and move this up to round 8 and draw 4 cards, and that's where we are. 4 cards. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. We're doing decently. Whether or not we make it, I don't know. Also, I forgot to raise our oxygen by 1. I raised my TR for that, but I didn't raise the oxygen. And then we're going to go ahead and look what we have. We have mining area. Don't think this is relevant at this point. It's a little late, maybe. Livestock requires 9% oxygen, so we're just going to ignore it offhand. This one requires that a player... nope, not interested in this one. This is for colonies, so we're going to ignore that, draw another card. And we have decomposers, which we're going to ignore. So mining area might be worth it. Mining area is going to cost us 9, and it could give us 3 around. So the pure economy of mining area is potentially worth it, but I don't know if it really strongly is. 9, it'll give us 3 back in round 8, 9, 10, 11. It pays for itself to a minimal degree. I'm kind of debating going for it. I don't know. Place a tile in area of steel titanium, addition to 200 tiles, increase your production of that resource by 1 step. I think we're going to go and do it. We're going to pay 9 for this one. So we're going to pay 9 in, taking back 1 change. The 5 plus the, not 9. 9 is because we're also playing it. So it costs us 5 to keep it and 4 to play it. We're going to go ahead and play this one over here. And then we're going to take our marker. This is going to be, we need to find this one. This one is, I'm going to grab this over here and take this and put it down. Well, probably on something that gives us titanium. Titanium is our bread and butter right now, although it does rely on us getting titanium cards. We're still going to do it on titanium. We're going to go ahead and place this down on steel titanium adjacent to another one of your tiles. Oh, adjacent to another one of your tiles. That's not doable. So we're going to forget that plan and put that straight back, unfortunately, and ignore this card and take our 9 money back. That plan went out the window very quickly because I did not read the fine print on that. Back to our turn. Let's go ahead and continue this. We're going to go ahead and pay in 8 this time, so 10 and take back change of 2. We don't have enough for a full other chain. We're going to move up 1 over here, which means 1 over there. We're going to go ahead and give in 1 over here to take 5 over here, and then we're going to go ahead and pay these 4 in, these 4 titanium over here, which is 12, which puts down another ocean tile, which is going to give us 2 money back. And 2 plants. The 2 plants is a big deal here. You'll see why in a second. 2 money back is because it's touching an ocean tile. And then we're going to go ahead and put down... Oh, interesting. Tree tiles have to be touching other tree tiles you place down. So I may have made a tactical error a little bit. Not the... Tree tiles have to be placed next to tiles you own, I should say. Not tree tiles you place down. I believe that's how it works. Trees have to be placed next to a tile you own. So if you only own trees, they have to go next to other trees. The reason that's relevant is it means we can't daisy chain around this corner here, which is usually more productive than this corner. That was a tactical error. That, yeah, it's a tactical error. We're just going to own it, and we're just going to move on with it. We're going to go ahead. There's ways around it. It's just nothing easy at the moment. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and put a tile down there. That means we're going to go ahead. How are we doing that? How are we placing tile there? We're just paying for it. 23 in order to go ahead, and we should raise our terraform rating by 1 for that ocean. We're going to pay 23, which is the standard project cost of putting down a greenery. We're going to put down the greenery with our tile over here. That's going to give us 4 money back and a greenery tile. The greenery tile brings us to 8, which means we place down another greenery tile, and it gives us 4 money back, which means I think we're still going to place an ocean, because I think at this point we still have 5 more oceans, and we don't have 5 more rounds, so we can afford to pay for another ocean at the very least, which we will do so. So we're going to pay 18 money for another ocean, paying in that over there, that over there, that over there. That's going to be another ocean tile, which means another terraform rating and another plant. Speaking of which, we should raise our tile for the ocean and the greenery, going up 2 more production over there, paying that 18 in, and doing that over there. Then we're going to go ahead and play this 8 greenery for another tree tile, which will go over here, which means another one of those. We've gone up 2 of this over here this round. That's going to be 2 oxygen, which is important because that's how you actually win. We're going to put this down over here, which gives us 2 money back. And we're going to go ahead. I'm going a little too fast here. I'm hopefully tracking this correctly. I think I am, but I may not have. So hopefully I did. Let's find out. Ironically, we're close enough to this over here where it might be relevant again, but we're going to ignore that for right now. And that is our situation. We're going to put these back over here. We're not done yet, though. We have like plenty of money. So there's a reasonable conversation where we decide to... The problem with the ocean tiles is we have 4 rounds of play, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have the economy to put down 4 ocean tiles, so I don't know if it pays to do that over there. Paying for a city would cost us 25, which we don't need. This is where it gets a little hard. You see, practically speaking, we're good on ocean tiles, and we're good on... Yeah, I think this is true. We're good on ocean tiles, and we're good on that. It might be worth doing that. It might be worth doing might be worth backtracking everything I just did. This would cost us 23. Let's see if we can afford this. That would be 5. That would not be enough, unfortunately. I don't know if it's worth it. Alright, we're going to hold off. We're just going to hold off. We're not going to do anything fancy right now. We're just going to continue going forward confidently the way we have it until now. Let's go ahead and cycle this. So, end of round production. End of round production. We're currently at 35, which means we get 40 TR. Again, we're just powering through with money at this point. Money is the game we're playing. So, 40 TR. We're going to get 2 steel. That steel has really not been paying off for us, unfortunately. We're not buying cards at this point. It's a little too late game. We're going to get 14 heat, which combined with our prior heat just means we're going to be good for the next several turns to power through the heat. I forgot also we have this ocean tile here. Totally forgot to take that into account, so we're overkilling that. Everything else is fine over here. We now move to the next round. We move this to 9, and we draw 4 cards, and we see what we got. What we got. Give us good stuff. Give us good stuff. Ooh. It's good, arguably. We have 3 rounds to play. We just don't need it. We just don't need these cards. Let's go ahead and see. We have potatoes, which we don't need. It's going to give us some money and cost us plants. We have nuclear zone, which will cost us points. Although nuclear zone is not bad, actually. Nuclear zone I'm actually going to go ahead and keep. You'll see why in a second. There's an economy for that actually makes sense. We have Impactor Swarm, which we could get. Requires 2 Jovian tags. Give us 12 heat. We just don't need the heat. It's overkill for us. So we don't need Impactor Swarm. We're not going to keep it. And we have GHG Factories, which again gives us heat production. We're not going to keep it. So we're going to pay 5. I'm going to keep the nuclear zone. You'll see why in a second. Actually, do we keep the nuclear zone? Nuclear zone is a tile that you do own. Yes, we're going to keep nuclear zone because of the fact that it's a tile you own. Okay, watch what happens here. Watch what happens here. here. So we're going to go ahead and pay for the nuclear swarms. We have nuclear swarm in play. We got the tile. We don't actually need the 2 heat production. We're fine in that, and we don't care about the points. That's the nice part. We're going to put nuclear swarm down here. Because of the fact that nuclear swarm is a tile that we own, we now should be able to, let me just double check that I'm doing this correctly. I'm 90% sure I am. Let me just go ahead and double check. I'm pretty sure trees just have to be placed next to a tile you own. That's the way it works. Trees must be placed next to another tile you own. Yeah, that's it. Great. Okay, cool. So that's relevant. So now that just gave us an opening to put down greenery tiles in a better positioning. So we put that tile there. We also raise this by 2, 1, 2, which means we're going to raise our TR by 2. We're then going to go ahead and pay in 16 over here, which means another 2. So we're going to pay another 2, 1, 2, which means another 2, which means an ocean, which means the ocean's going to go down over here, which gives us a plant, and it gives us 2 money, and it raises our TR by another 1. We're doing fine here. I think we're really doing fine. That's going to open up all this stuff over here. We now have full permission to put down plants all around this chain, but before we do, we're going to put down one of the other oceans. We're going to put down these over here to pay for that ability over there. Putting down another ocean tile. We're going to put it down over here, which gives us another plant and another 2 money, and raises our TR by another 1. All good things there. This, by the way, for the record, I'm pretty sure that this is the fewest amount of cards I have ever had and winning the game. We haven't won yet, but it's looking very good for us. But I think this is the fewest number of cards I've ever had in order to win Terraforming Mars solo. I mean, look what I have. We have 7 cards, our Prelude cards, and I don't know if we're going to get an 8th card. I just don't know if we need to. Speaking of which, we're going to go ahead and pay this over here to get our 5 money. We didn't do that one yet, so we're going to get our 5 money. That's both these cards have now been activated this round, and now we're going to start paying all our giant chunks of money to put trees on the board, because that's our biggest weakness. So we're going to pay now 3 over here, 23. That'll be our first tree. We'll take a tile. We'll put it down over here. That's going to be over here. It's going to be 4 money and 2 plants. This is a nice little daisy chaining of situation here. So we have 4 money and 2 plants. 4 money over here. 2 plants over here. That's going to be the first thing we pay for. We raise oxygen by 1 and our TR by 1. We're going to repeat that over there again. So again, oxygen by 1, TR by 1. Placing that down again. Another one of it over here. That's going to be 1 plant and 2 money because it's only touching one of those. So 2 money and 1 plant, and we place the ownership on it, and then we can do it one more time because I think we have enough. We have 5, 15, 20, and 23 for another one, and this is a big one for a variety of reasons. We're going to put this down over here, which can give us 6 money and 2 plants. Okay, watch this. 6 money. Okay, I took the 2 plants. Now let's take the 6 money. 6 money over here, and then we put the ownership marker in. The reason that's a big deal is because of the fact that now that gives us another 1 and another 1, which also gives us another 1, which means another 1. We're now at 45. We are killing it right now. We're killing it, Smalls. We're going to put these down away, but we're still not done yet. We're still not done yet because those additional 2 plants brought us to 8 greenery, which means we're going to do this one more time for another TR. We're going to pay in our 8 greenery over here to once again put down another 1 over here. So that's going to be another 2 plants, another 4 money. So another 4 money over here. And another 2 plants over there. Another marker on that thing over there. And another oxygen and another TR. We are absolutely killing it. We are not going to need to come remotely close. This is the best I have ever played, which means right about now I'm going to ask you to tell me where I cheated. Not that I have cheated, just tell me where I have. I assume I have to some extent, because I don't think I've ever done this well. I think I always win on round 12. Maybe I've won around 11. I might win on round 10. I might. I haven't done the math yet, but it's a possibility that I win on round 10, which is insanity to me. Let's see how this plays out. We still have 2 ocean tiles. No, I don't think it's going to be round 10. I think it's still going to be round 11. Let's see how it plays out. Okay, so production. Production, we're going to go ahead and produce. We are at 46 plus 5, so at 51 production of just money and stuff. 51. Okay, 50, 51 over here. That's going to be a chunk. We have still way too much steel. At this point, any steel card is free past the price of the card because I'll just use steel for it. We have our 4 titanium, which is still going towards the same engine over there. We have our 14 heat, which is going to be completely unnecessary after this round. It's going to be extra heat. And then that's basically our production. We're going to move to round 10. We're going to draw 4 cards, and we're going to see what we have. So, what do we have over here? We have the capital, which is not bad, but useless for the sake of our conversation. It just gives us money and stuff, which doesn't help us right now. We have the ice asteroid, which was a way of getting both our ocean tiles in play now, and we could pay for it with our titanium anyways. There's an argument where that makes sense in order to get a 10. Gain all your colony bonuses. It's cute, but we don't actually have that right now, so we have no colonies. So we have Comet. Comet will give us 1 heat, unnecessary. This is not the way to go. If we're going to do that, we're going to do Ice Asteroid instead because our heat is golden. Nitrate reducing bacteria. So let's do some quick math. Right now, we need to get 5 more oxygen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more oxygen. 5 more oxygen is a big ask. From a pure economy sense, that's 115 money. I don't have 115 money, so I'm pretty sure I'm not winning this round, which means keeping this card doesn't make sense. It's going to be a round 11 win. Still going to be the best I've ever done, I'm pretty sure, but I don't think it makes sense. We're not going to have 115 money. Let's see what we do have. So we're going to pay our standard 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 16 over there. That's going to go in there. That's going to go in there. We move to the top of this track, and we move 2 more up there. We're going to go ahead and pay in 23 again. Our usual 23 in order to increase oxygen and TR. Oxygen and TR. We're going to put down a plant tile over here, which means we're going to go ahead and get 2 plants and 2 money. 2 plants and 2 money. And we're going to go ahead and place that down. Place down an ownership marker, which is only semantics really. And we're going to go ahead. We already did our oxygen and what's it called, so we're good on that. We're going to go ahead and repeat that again. Another 23. Putting this down somewhere else. At this point, the question is where. Let's take a break first and do our ocean tile. So we're going to pay that in for the ocean tile. We have 2 ocean tiles left. This ocean tile is going to go ahead and let's go to a card draw. Why not? Let's do a card draw. So we have 2 card draw over there, which will be 2 cards. Let's see what we got. We have 14. Decrease your energy, not really relevant to us. And sub 60, not really relevant to us. We're just going to go ahead and discard these for 2 money each. You know, selling Pantits. And that is going to give us 1 more, though. 1 more on the Terraform rating. We're going to go ahead and sell our 1 for 5, as we do every single time. Both our abilities have now been used. We're going to go ahead and spend the 23 to put an ocean tile, to put a tree tile somewhere. Probably over here makes the most sense. So we're going to go ahead and grab a tree tile, slowly cascading around this track over here for another 4 money and 1 plant. So 1 plant and 4 money. And we're going to go and put that there. I'm going to raise this by 1 and this by 1. And I think we have enough to do it again at least once more this round, but not a second time. So our economy just doesn't allow for us to completely finish the game, but next round we will. That's going to be 23. For another one over here, I guess we could. We actually could put it over here. It's probably more helpful to put it here. Let's go ahead and put it down over there. We'll get 1 more plant back and 2 more money. So let's take 2 money and 1 plant. Ownership tile. And once again, raising this by 1 and 1. And we are basically about to be good to go. We can't actually place on Noctis City. I forgot about that. But that's fine. We'll place down over here. It'll still make sense for us. Anyways, that's going to be that over there. We pay in the 23 money. And we go ahead and see what we can do next. That's going to be everything as far as I can see. Again, we just have extra steel. The steel did not play out the way I wanted to, but we're all good. We're going to go ahead and produce. We're going to get 52 plus 5 for 57. This game is basically beat. It's not even a question at this point. At this point, we're just going to go ahead and cash it in just to show you the end game. We're going to get our 4 titanium, putting that down over here. Our continued 2 steel for the engine that we just don't need. This is why I love the drafting. The drafting is so much better. At this point, we have 14 heat that we can't even do anything with if we wanted to. We move to round 11, we draw 4 cards, and we continue the engine we have. What do we have here? So we have some more cards from this expansion we're not using. We have Cutting Edge Technology, not really relevant at this point in the game. We have Requires Jovian Tag, not really relevant at this point in the game. Not really relevant at this point in the game, and not really relevant at this point in the game, which is standard, by the way. That's kind of what you expect at this point in the game. It's just not a lot you can do when you have 1 round left to build off of. That said, we don't need that 1 round, because we are more than ahead. The only thing left at this point is, let's show you. We're going to spend our 4 titanium on this card over here to put the last ocean tile in play. We don't need the money as much, so we'll go for the card draw, because I want to see what comes up. We have 1 card draw, and we have... not really relevant, we'll sell it for a single money, okay? We go ahead and advance our that by 1, and all the oceans are now on the board. From there, we're just going to go ahead and build some plants. We have 2 plants left to build, and then we win. So 23, and honestly, I'm not even going to go through the full engine here. I'm just going to put down the 23 on the table so you can see both of those over there. We're going to grab the 2 plants, and we're just going to go ahead and put them down over here and over here, which would then give us 4 more plants to build more plants if we wanted to. Immaterial, let's just go ahead and do this over here. We move up 2 here, move up 2 there, and that is basically the day. That's it. That's everything. That is how you play Terraforming Mars solo. We're going to go ahead and do another one of these. I'm probably going to do another one for Patreon as well, where I play it the other way, in which you're trying to play for 65 TR, if I'm not mistaken. I think you're playing for a Terraform rating of 65 TR. I'll do that a different way. But for right now, this is Terraforming Mars solo, and this is the first video on the channel of Alex and not just Terraforming Mars. Hope you enjoyed that. That was That was the fastest I have ever won Terraforming Mars solo. That was, I think, I've played Terraforming Mars solo a decent amount, but that feels like the fastest I've ever won it. It feels like I just powered through. I'm used to the turn 12 win. If I win at all, it's usually turn 12. We'll see what happens. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and clean up on my own. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of you. In any case, have a good one.